Greetings and salutations to you all once again. It is me, the Ravenous Spectre, and today we have an unboxing video to do, and that is of Radiant Radiant Historia. Sorry, I tripped over my words there. Perfect Chronology. Now, this one had just came out, I believe, a day or two ago, something like that. It's actually the remake or remaster, if you will, of the DS title that came out, I believe it was in 2011. I got which actually I have that here that I'm going to show as well. I got the launch version of that, which came with a sampler CD of just like 5 tracks on it or whatever. It's stupid. But it came in a nice little box, so I'll get to showing that in a bit as well. But this has been one of those games that I've wanted to go back and revisit again because the first time I played it, I got through maybe 6 hours of it in a day, and other games called my name, and I went back to playing those. So, there you go. I got a little sidetracked there, and when I went back to the game, I was like, I can't remember what to do, because one of the things about this game is there's different paths in time that you can take, kind of like Chrono Trigger somewhat. And those different paths that you take will lead you to different endings and other different story things and what happens with your relationships with the characters and so on and so forth. And from what I've read, the entire game is probably about 60 hours long altogether, I guess, if you do everything. But yeah, definitely looking forward to that. And think of it, when I first played it, I was only 6 hours in. So yeah, anyways, here is the book that it comes in. The book. Why in the hell did I say the book? I meant to say the package that it comes in. Very gorgeous artwork there, without a shadow of a doubt. That's some very, very pretty stuff right there. I guess I'll show the back there a little bit. And yeah, I had to open it from the bottom because apparently Atlas likes to do this thing. I think it's Atlas. It may end up being some other company I think of that's done this before, where they end up having where you have to open these little packages from the bottom to get the game out instead of up at the top. I don't really know why they do that. That almost seems like the equivalent of reading manga from like front to back, what we would know in the West is like back to front kind of thing. Instead of reading from, what was it, right to left, they read from left to right, something like that. So I don't know. I found that was kind of interesting. That just kind of came to mind there. But yeah, it says here that the launch edition has an art book, a decal sheet, and the game, obviously, while supplies last. And when it shipped today, everything was fine. Everything was good with it, except for on the bottom when it shipped, it kind of got a little bent right there somewhat. I don't know if you guys can really see it. Yeah, you can kind of see it very, very slightly. Nothing to really write home about, or burn down a forest for or whatever, but I saw that. I was like, But everything else came just fine. And there is the case that the game comes in. The game itself is not in the case because of the fact that it's pretty much the same on the back of there as it would be on there. But I haven't started playing it just yet, but I am going to start doing that tonight, as a matter of fact. And yeah, because obviously the game isn't in there. And no, that isn't an instruction booklet. Once again, it's just a little flimsy piece of paper, which why in the hell do you even bother to do this? If you're not going to put a book in there, don't bother to waste paper. Shame on you. That tree has families, and you're going and cutting it down and making just a little slip of paper to put in there. It doesn't have any instructions on it, doesn't have any character bios, doesn't have any backstory, doesn't have any lore, doesn't have any nothing. I shouldn't have threw that on the floor. I didn't mean to throw it out on the floor. I meant to shake it and then toss it over there, but obviously it just went that way. So, yeah, but there's that, and this is, well, actually I'm going to show this first, which is the decal sheet right there. It's decals of the characters. These are not all the characters in the game. I think this is probably just your party. I'm honestly not really sure. Somebody out there who's played Radiant Historia probably correct me on that. But yeah, they're little decals, little chibi versions of the characters that are in the game. I guess you could also say the way that they probably look within the game itself. But yeah, really seems like it's real quality stuff. And I thought about putting these on my car, but I'm like, that really wouldn't make too much sense because you'll have people that'll be driving by and looking at it and be like, well, he has cartoon characters on his car. It's chibi, it's anime. Anime isn't cartoons. Get it straight. I know there's a big discussion that goes on about that. Anime isn't cartoons. Completely different things. Cartoons are meant to be ha-ha funny all the time. Anime bridges like the entire gap of every single genre you can think of. From funny to real gory, violent horror, and even freaking porno hentai, for crying out loud. So the fact is that it bridges the whole gamut of a bunch of different genres. Cartoons and anime are two completely different things. Let's get that straight. Cartoons are always, comedic or trying to be. Anime, no, it's a whole large range of things. But anyways, the next thing that we have here, there isn't anything on the back of that, by the way. It's just that. And I actually thought, I was like, well, if I didn't put them on my car, I'll just probably put them on my 3DS, because my 3DS is just a gray, extra large 3DS. And I'm like, might want to probably spruce it up a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't. I don't know. It's just like one time I had the Final Fantasy VII soundtrack that I got years ago, and it came with a little slip of stickers on there. And I kept them for the longest time. And I finally came to the point, I was like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and use the stickers. Went ahead and put them on a sketch pad that I had when I used to draw quite a bit years ago. And yeah, I kind of regret it a little bit, but they're still on that sketch pad, but I think they kind of got scratched up a little with some of the artwork that was on them. But anyways, the next thing that we have here, which I guess could be considered a little coup de grace, if you will, is the art book. Really gorgeous artwork there, once again. As you can see, it's not really that large, but honestly, even though it's a small art book, it's high quality. I mean, these are thick pages. They're thick pages. They aren't like little flimsy toilet paper thin type of pages or anything like that. They seem like they're on really good paper. What's it called? Stock paper? Something like that? I don't really know. But anyways, yeah, I'll just kind of do a little bit of a flip through. Let me try to get this just straight. I'm not aiming this properly. But yeah, it's basically just a bunch of character bios is what it is. It's character bio after character bio for the most part. There is a couple in here of some environments and some event scenes, if you will. And there's like some other little sketches that are in there as well. So it's not anything that's like extremely, really deep in terms of having a whole bunch of different variety and things like that. But it's still really cool, really awesome. And not to mention the fact that this is one of those instances where, it's nice to actually see developers give you little extra things for a decent price. Because if you just pay the regular price for this, it would have been like $40. But considering the fact that I used the Gamers Club Unlocked membership with Best Buy, I saved $8. You always save money every time you use that. I know I say that a lot in these videos. I apologize for that, but it's the truth, And if I would have just bought this flat out and I didn't have that membership, it would have been $40. But I guarantee you, if it would have seemed like it would have been any other developer or anything, it seems like I would have been paying more just to be able to get this stuff, which is just ridiculous. Like, oh, you want this? Well, you'll have to pay $60, $70, $80, $90, whatever. So overall, I just paid like $34 something altogether, because you got to do shipping and handling and whatnot. So yeah, definitely really good to get that. Little extra things in there for a decent price. I'm all for that for sure. But anyways, what I was going to show here was Rating Historia back when it was on the DS. And this is one of the launch ones when it first came out, right there. It has the game itself. I don't know if this has a booklet in it or not. I'm really not sure. I'll have to check. But yeah, there's the CD that came with it. I mean, it's only got 5 little songs on there, and honestly, it's not really anything to write home about. Sadly, it sucks, but that's the truth. But it does look gorgeous, as you can see, at least from the artwork that's on there. So that's something to say about it. Let me see here. Yeah, as a matter of fact, it does. Look at that. It's strange, a long way that we have came dealing with instruction booklets when in 2009 you had this that had an actual instruction booklet in it and had character bios in there, and also how to play the game and different things like that, and going into detail about various things, so on and so forth. And then we just have that little wasted piece of paper that's stuck inside of the newest version. Strange how far we've came with that. I really wish we could go back to this, though. I don't know. It's just like, oh, we got all these special editions and everything and all this other crap, but we can't afford to put a gosh darn instruction manual in there because, oh, God, it costs so much money. But, oh, here's a $200 statue, because we're fucking liars. But anyways, never mind. That's a whole other thing altogether. I just think it's stupid. They got these massive collector's editions that cost like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but they can't put a few little slips of paper in there to try to actually invest you more in the game itself. I think it's stupid. God. But anyways, yeah. So that is Radiant Historia, the perfect chronology, as it's called, obviously, and the unboxing of it. And that's also Radiant Historia back when it first released in 2011. So if you guys are looking for a really interesting JRPG that is dealing with time hopping, if you will, going from this time to that time and seeing what different types of scenarios and stories play out with different characters and so on and so forth, I highly suggest you check it out. If you check out the DS version, great. If you check out the 3DS version, that's even better, because from what I know, it's the same game, but it has some extra stuff added to it. I really don't know everything that's been added to it. But yeah, definitely some really good stuff, and highly suggest you guys check it out, because I think maybe it might have been one of those JRPGs that kind of went under people's radar back in 2011, I think. So better time, this is a better time than ever to be able to check it out on 3DS. So anyways, I will go ahead and I will end this like I always do. Later, taters.